Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new, my name is Lily and I'm a Chinese transracial adoptee. Every week I post videos about my experience as a transracial adoptee, so if that's something you're interested in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the video. Hey all, so welcome back. I hope you're having a good start to your week. I think this is going to be released in the beginning of November, which means it's also National Adoption Awareness Month. I really hope that I hope that that's when this is being released. I will be filming some sort of special episode about that like I always do, but yeah, right now, today is September 11th, and it is the day after the Twitter storm for Adoptees for Justice. You probably saw my collaboration video that I posted back in September about that. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about something that I've noticed. It was highlighted during the Twitter storm, but it's something that I notice every day in advocacy, and I think it's something that we can all do better with. And so I've got my notes here, which is why I keep looking down. The emotions are still pretty fresh, so I wanted to just jot down some notes to make sure that I stay on track. The main topic is intersectionality within adoption and how to navigate that and be respectful of it. And so I know I posted a video about how there are people who are advocates against racism and they don't like me talking about adoption. And then there are advocates for adoptee rights who don't like me talking about race. And I'm in the middle, like, hey, I can't just erase part of myself to make you happy. I can't just erase part of myself for you to take my words. And I think the reason why this was highlighted last night was because we had this Twitter storm basically calling for our representatives to support the Adoptee Citizenship Act of 2019, which will grant citizenship to international adoptees who did not have it before. And I just saw that there was an overwhelming amount of silence among many adoptee advocates. And I understand that not everyone can always be advocating. I understand that you have to pick and choose, you have to take care of yourself. Like, I get it. I think it's something we all need to work on is, yeah, we're advocating for ourselves and we are trying to make people more aware of these issues in adoption, but also recognizing that there are multiple layers to it. And so I'm guilty of it. I think we're all guilty of it. I focus mostly on international transracial adoption, and there are 100% absolutely issues with domestic adoption, foster care, legal guardianship that I do not know about and that I need to be educated on. And so I'm doing the work to educate myself, figure out what topics I need to learn more about, figure out what I don't know, and then try to be an ally to those adoptees. And I think the same needs to happen for international adoptees too. And it's just this thing of, just because something doesn't apply to you doesn't mean that you can't support it. And that's what being an ally is. Like, it might not directly affect you, but you understand that we're in this together and that we're stronger in numbers, and we can really make change if we all work together. And so, like, I'm not trying to start this divide between the different parts of the adoption community. I want us all to respect each other. I want us all to support each other. And I want us all to recognize that there are many layers to each part of adoption as well. We are all unique. We all have unique stories. We're in this together because of adoption. But I mean, there's so many differences between the different types of adoption as well. And we need to be aware of those. We need to continue supporting each other because, again, like, every layer is not going to apply to me. Every layer is not going to apply to you. But that doesn't mean that I can just ignore a certain layer because it doesn't apply to me. The problem with ignoring layers is then you're starting to erase entire portions of the adoption community who are dealing with that thing, who will get triggered by that thing, who are fighting for that thing. Yeah, this is just, it's a call to action to everyone in the adoption community to kind of step out of our subgroups and really look at all of the different stories, all of the different people that make up this community, because we're all important. We all are dealing with adoption grief and adoption trauma and fighting for adoptee rights, but we can't just ignore certain parts of it because we're not directly affected by it. And I think the last point I really want to make, because I've seen this a lot in the past, is, people's excuses for not advocating and for not being allies is that they didn't feel welcome, or like they were called out. And I just want to say, it's not about you. It's not. It's about the movement, and it's about the people fighting for their rights. It's up to the allies to make sure that they are being supportive, genuine allies. There are many different layers to adoption. There are many intersections with adoption, and we need to be recognizing all of them. We need to be allies to everyone. And I get it. I get that we can't be fighting for everything all the time. I get it. But if one is consistently ignoring a huge part of the adoption community just because it doesn't apply to them, that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is ignorance and not talking about things. And like with the Adoption Citizenship Act, I didn't know that this was a problem until a few years ago when I was talking to other adoptees who were fighting to gain citizenship. I thought that becoming a citizen, being naturalized, was just a part of the international adoption process. And apparently it's not. And so that's why we had that Twitter storm, to really get people talking, to make people aware. And that's what needs to happen with everything. But ignoring things, actively ignoring things, choosing to remain silent about things, while at the same time saying, no, adoptee rights matter, we all need to be fighting for these adoptee rights, but I don't care about these ones because they don't apply to me. I'm just not about that. That's not what advocacy is for me. And so I'm trying to do better. I hope you're trying to do better. I hope we're all trying to do better to really make this space more inclusive, because I am not about erasing any part of myself, and I'm not about erasing any part of the adoption community just because it doesn't fit my particular narrative. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that, again, you're having a good week, good National Adoption Awareness Month. It is a good time to be advocating, but please remember how National Adoption Awareness Month started. If you don't know, I have other videos on it, or you can just Google it. But yeah, if you are interested in more videos, you can always check out these two right here. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.